Hey there, guys. Let me ask you something. You ever set a goal that you were just certain that you were going to hit and realize that at the end of the year or at the end of the time you set, you weren't going to hit it? Yeah, me too. And honestly, it's rough. Makes you question yourself, your abilities, and what the point of even trying is. This year, I had set two big goals for myself. I wanted to average 10 viewers on Twitch, and I wanted to reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the year. And guys, it's December. And if you can't tell, I am pretty clearly not going to hit either one of those goals. And that's hard to admit. But the truth is, failing at those goals doesn't mean I failed as a creator, and it doesn't define me. And failure doesn't define you either. And today, in this new series on the channel, I want to talk about failure, why it hurts, why it's necessary, and how we can learn to embrace it instead of fearing it going forward. Guys, failure, it feels personal. And when we don't hit a goal, it's not just like we're failing at the thing that we set, but maybe we're failing as a person. And honestly, that's probably the real sting of it. You put yourself out there, you try your best, and when it doesn't work out, it feels like all of that effort that you put in was for nothing. For me, it's not just about the numbers on Twitch or on YouTube. Those are beside the point. It was the hours I spent trying to think of ways to make content, think of stream ideas, putting myself out there, doing the streams, making the videos, and you don't really see the numbers that you want to see. You see small numbers just staring back at you. And honestly, it made me wonder at times, am I wasting my time? Am I not good enough? And honestly, yeah, those questions, they fucking cut deep. But it doesn't help that we live in a world that glorifies success, but then hides the struggle that is behind that success. Social media is sort of like a highlight reel where everyone is celebrating their wins, but no one's really talking about the countless setbacks it took to get there. So when you fail, it's really easy to feel like you're the only one who doesn't have it figured out. But guys, the reality of it is failure's universal. It's just that no one wants to really talk about it. So let's talk about it. And let's try to shift that way that I think, and you probably think, about failure. What if it's not something to be ashamed of? What if it's actually a sign that you're pushing yourself, that you're learning, and that you're growing as a person? Look, my personal goals might look like failures on the surface. Sure, I didn't hit 10 average viewers, I didn't hit 1,000 subscribers. But hey, when I look deeper, I do see a lot of progress. I think I'm making much better content now than I was a year ago. I've gotten audience members that I genuinely absolutely love and I hope the best for. I know, Ludwig would be disappointed in me for saying that, but it's true. I mean, I get on stream and whenever a certain person redeems the first button or somebody else actually shows up for once, I'm excited. And on top of that, my average viewership of this year is higher than last year. Same for my sub count on YouTube. I learned how to create this better content and how to engage with an audience even more so than I was able to a year ago. I maybe didn't learn about being more consistent, but that's okay. I learned how to do a little bit better at script writing, a little bit better at video editing, and those lessons, arguably, they're just as valuable as hitting the milestones I set. Let's take a step back and think about anyone you admire, whether it's a writer, whether it's an actor, whether it's, let's use a YouTube creator as an example. Hell, despite the recent controversies, Mr. Beast, while today he is undeniably one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet, despite all of the controversies about him, he's pretty open about how his early videos were barely getting any views. For years, he experimented with different ideas, he studied the algorithm, and he failed over and over and over before he cracked the code. Or hell, I'm going to use a streamer that I absolutely love, and that's Ludwig. He's one of the biggest streamers in the world. Now, he's not cracking 20, 30,000 views, but he at one point was the most subscribed YouTuber I'm sorry, most subscribed Twitch streamer on the platform. And he's talked about how in the beginning he's streamed to almost no viewers. And that's what everyone said. He'd go live, see that little one viewer icon, which was probably just himself, and he'd keep going. Now he's made history with events like the Subathon. And it all started with grinding through those long, lonely streams. Hell, even creators like Markiplier or Pokimane had to start somewhere. Markiplier's first channel didn't even, it didn't take off. He had to restart entirely from scratch, and hell, Pokey didn't instantly become one of the most watched streamers on Twitch. It took years of consistent streaming and just really refining the way that she reacts to content. Now, I'm joking. Pokey fans, please don't come at me. But the point is, their failures weren't roadblocks. They were stepping stones. They didn't stop when things got hard or when the numbers weren't there. Instead, they learned, they adapted, and they kept pushing forward. And honestly, guys, it's the same for us. It doesn't matter what your goal is. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. It's a step on the way to success. It's where you learn, grow, figure things out. And sure, it's messy. But guys, it's also extremely necessary. Now, I know it's easy to say failure is part of the process, but how do you actually make peace with it? Well, it's hard. Success doesn't always mean hitting a big milestone. You know, sometimes success is just showing up, trying and trying again, or maybe learning something new. When I stop focusing so much on the numbers and start to appreciate the smaller wins, like a great stream or a positive comment, which recently, thank you guys for all of the positive comments on the videos. I can't explain how much it means to me. Guys, it made all the difference in the world. You got to take a moment to look back and ask yourself, what worked? What didn't? What can I do differently next time? Reflection is an extremely powerful thing, but only if you approach it with kindness. Beating yourself up over what doesn't go right doesn't help you, and your journey isn't defined by one goal or one failure. The progress you make along the way, even if it might feel small at the time, it's still progress. For me, even though I didn't hit my goals, I know and I believe I'm a better creator now than I was at the start of the year. Talking about your failures isn't easy, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do. It reminds you that you're not alone. Everybody fails. And it might just inspire someone else who's going through the same thing you are. Now, this is one of the most important parts of it. It only becomes permanent if you stop trying. As long as you keep going, you're still in the game, dude. And here's the truth. Failing doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you're trying. And that's more than most people ever do. And sure, this year hasn't gone exactly how I planned, but it has laid the foundation for something bigger. And hey, I'm okay with that. Now, I know this is a bit different of a video than what I normally do. I'm admittedly more emotional with it, and it's not a platinum video. Don't worry, that's coming. I'm actually working on, hopefully, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I want to get you guys a good video. What can I say? Now, I'd love to hear your story of failing at something or setting a goal, you didn't reach it, but still what you learned from it. What did you guys learn this year? That maybe you didn't reach whatever goal you wanted to set for the year, but you still learned something, and I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Also, let me know what else you guys want me to talk about, because I hope that this is a new series on the channel to drop every Friday. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, guys, it's okay to fail. It's how we grow, and it's how we get better. And in case no one's told you today, I love you, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.